And of course I was muted because that's the way it works around here, because that's what technology's been with me all friggin' day today. So welcome everybody to the post-game show for episode 6 of Jack of All Trades, WTC Jack of All Trades on the Greg Cherry brand. You're watching live right now on all FS of the Greg Cherry brand, as well as the Jeff Meacham Network YouTube. So thank you all very much for watching. Unbelievably, I am once again on top of the world as a champion in the WTC brand. I'm so surprised, first of all. I'm not going to lie. I was very surprised by this. I kind of got called into duty there literally last minute. I mean, you guys saw it on the air last week. I think it was on the Greg Cherry show that we said, you need a fourth. Here I am. And there I was. And you just saw it. So let's see what we got here. Chris said I did well. Me and Brett said yes, he did. Safe to say I was correct when I said probably jinxed Tempest by saying I thought he'd win. And that thing loaded without me. Very good. Okay. Anyway, Brett says safe to say I was correct when I said I probably jinxed Tempest by saying I thought he'd win. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I did horrible in that thing that Greg was doing with the guess the moves bit. That was I didn't understand. I still don't. Sitting here now as we watched it back, very confusing to me. Didn't get it, but such is life. But Wheel of Fortune, as much as I despise Pat Sajak as a rule, that round was everything, because Tempest could not get the fair to flare thing, and it was all benefit for me. So I greatly I'm honored to be the WTC Jack of All Trades champion. I'm unbelievably overwhelmed the fact that I am the only person now in history to be both the WTC World Champion and the Jack of All Trades champion. It's an honor I don't carry lightly. And I think I don't know if I said this with Greg on the air. Yesterday and today have been such a complete blur. I've been in arguments all day with financial and everything. It's been quite a pain in the ass today, actually. But I did find out, and yes, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Thank you. I did find out through the course of a discussion yesterday at some point, whether it was on the air or otherwise, that if I do, in fact, retain the title in 5 defenses, then I have a cash-in / Money in the Bank / option where I can challenge Greg for the championship. And I've really thought about that since I found out yesterday, over the course of the last 24 hours or so, whether I wanted to pursue that avenue. And I say that because as much as it was cool to say I was the inaugural WTC World Champion, and as cool as it has been to be called, unbelievably yesterday, a legend in WTC by Greg, and to be the only 4-time champion, I don't know if getting into that rhythm of, having to be on my toes and having to be, called out more than likely on the spot all the time, appeal to me, right? So we'll see how things play out in the next few weeks, but I do greatly appreciate the honor and the opportunity to be back in the WTC universe, as it were, again, for lack of a better term. But also, I'm grateful to Greg for allowing me to pop on and take the opportunity. I'm of the understanding that Greg did send invites out for this post-game show to the others involved. I know it's kind of late over in the United Kingdom, and that's why I decided to pick the background just to be a cocky prick. But if you guys are watching, you're more than welcome to come on in and join the conversation. Greg is currently making his way back home, or at least trying to. I'm sure traffic is a pain in the ass. So we'll see. I hope he gets here. I like to have a little bit of discourse besides just me rambling. But again, such is life. I'm also trying to coordinate getting off the air here by 3:45 our time locally here in California, because I do have another show to do today coming up at 7:00. Yeah, exactly. It's 11:15 back in the United Kingdom, so it's crazy. Tempest did do well, Chris. He did. he says congrats, Kev. Thank you. And like I said, 11:14. So it's almost midnight in the United Kingdom, where everybody else involved in today's show. Tempest, I know, is in Canada. I just don't know where in Canada he is, whether he's 3 hours ahead of me or whatever the case may be. But everybody's welcome to pop on in if they so choose. I'm not gonna tell everybody you can't come in, because it's, you guys are a part of this as much as I am, and I really appreciate it, like I said. So but yeah, I do have a show coming up at 7 o'clock. Oh, jeez. Hang on. I'm on the air, kid. This has been one of those days, y'all, for real. Anyway. Okay, so, well, it's 6:15. Well, in the east coast of Canada, right? But some parts of Canada are in the same time zone as me, like Vancouver. So, congrats on winning the championship. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, sorry about the headset. Yeah, I have my ringtone on loud because I can't hear my phone ring. I do apologize for that. I will go ahead and turn that off now that I remembered it was on. So again, I apologize for that, Chris. Interference, distraction. Who's gonna roll? Right. It's the worst heel moment ever. Goodness gracious. Anyway, coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, I have a live interview one-on-one with Jeff Meacham, with the gentleman behind a convention known as Halloween Rising, a Stranger Experience. Let me see if I can get if I had the graphic loaded. That'd be so neat if I actually did have it loaded right. Oh, I do. Look at that. I did a good thing. Anyway, so that's what's coming up on the Jeff Meacham Network side of things at 7 o'clock. And Mega event is what it says behind the Greg Cherry logo there. But that's coming up in just a little while. So I do want to. Now the dog's barking. Of course the dog's barking, because that's the way the day is going. This is just the worst. Just joined. Where's Greg? Greg's working on getting his way home. He is not home at the moment. He was hoping to be home by the 6:15 original start time. It didn't work out that way. So I'm carrying the load. I'm the WTC Jack of all trades champion, and I'm the host of the post game, because damn it, I'm a jack of all trades. That's my role, right? So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if I can see where Greg is. He's online, which is good. So hopefully he pops in here in just a minute. Better not to use headsets on Brown, because you never know when that damn phone's going to ring. Luckily, it didn't this time. Or it's not going to going forward here, hopefully. Yeah, it's very cool to have the opportunity to once again be a part of WTC. I'm so excited. Again, very, 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 very caught off guard by the fact that I was not only involved, but I won. Like, winning when we did this was just amazing to me. Like, I figured with it not being straight trivia the entire hour or whatever it would have been had it been gone longer, that I would have been at a complete disadvantage. And instead, it worked to my advantage, because the Wheel of Fortune thing came into it, and I was just I did well there. I did well in the 8-bit theme, for lack of a better term, round. Missed a couple, but I'm lucky that I've been doing trivia stuff for a while now, which has been very helpful as far as the music goes. So I'm excited for the trivia tournament. So am I, very much so. Looking forward to hosting when I need to, watching when I can. It'll be fun. You're also excited for the trivia tournament. The last round seems hard. Wheel of Fortune is not generally a hard thing necessarily. It can be, because you have to kind of like figure out what goes where and what fits where. But at the same time, hi, there he is.
Hello.
At the same time, it's all the rounds can be hard. It just depends what your wheelhouse is.
Yeah, it's if you're not familiar with puzzles and the whatnot, because it's not about wrestling knowledge. It's about being able to figure out what words go where, and it also depends on the letters you pick.
Yeah.
Again, some of those are harder than others.
Yeah, I mean, poor Tempest, man. It's if you weren't a hardcore WWF fan from 91, 93, you never heard that phrase unless you've watched it back on demand later. But God, when Flair was the champion, everything wasn't fair to Flair from Bobby. So it's like it was ingrained in your skull by that point. So,
which surprises me that Tempest didn't get that. Like he didn't pick up on that.
Right.
But it was also his letter choices. Like if he would have picked R or if he would have picked F earlier, he would have had it. Here's my thing, and I don't know if you've.
Dad.
Okay,
I know you're on the.
Greg, I'm sorry. Hang on one second.
I know you.
All right. So I'll wait till he comes back. But what did you guys think of the episode? Because I just got back. I was out. I was out getting a new grill, basically. So I'm sorry. I just came back. But yeah, we're looking to do another episode next month. Obviously, with Jeff as the new champion. I have guests lined up in mind for who he's going to face in his first defense. And also, I mentioned it yesterday on the Greg Cherry show that whoever competes in the Jack of all trades, like who is ever the reigning champion at the time I announced the tournament, is ineligible to compete for, like who's ever the Jack of all trades champion is ineligible to compete in the tournament because as the champion, they could get a shot if they retain their championship. Now, if they lose in between that, they're kind of SOL. But who's ever the reigning champion is ineligible to partake in the trivia tournament. So the trivia tournament is shaping up slowly. I'm still looking to confirm some names. I don't want it to be a complete repeat of last year. I want some fresh blood in there that wasn't in there last time. And also some like really solid trivia minds. We'll see if we can find those as we go along. Brett enjoyed the show. I saw Brett once again. You smoked the arm wrestling round as you have been, and that's a hard round to come up with 5 different moves for. Like you think you know a lot of them, and then you realize it's like, oh geez, I'm starting to run out of stuff already. I've done the round 3 times. I might not do it next time. We will see. I want to address some of the comments that I didn't see. Safe to say I was correct when I said I probably jinxed Tempest by saying I thought he'd win. You know, Tempest did very well, which is not surprising. And I know if I were to make an appearance on Jack of all trades again, the arm wrestling round would either not show up or it would be on the show because it's a thing that you do well. Yeah, Brett, you almost have a really unfair advantage, and I think we've talked about that with that round. But then again, on Quizlemania, they felt the need to do a round about wrestling figures, and Sean Ross Sapp is a wrestling figure collector, so that one seemed almost unfair. But you know, if it's in your wheelhouse, it can happen. It all depends on what moves I decide I need to come up with, and how well everybody else does. I like to try and not do the same rounds every single time. This last round that I did on this one was kind of a spur of the moment thing, as was the vowel renewal in the initial championship match. But I like to try and keep them on tap there. So I'm glad you guys all enjoyed the show. The wrestling trivia tournament I'm planning it for, I want to say October, because I have a wedding to go to next week, have a wedding at the beginning of October. So I'd like to do the announcement for the tournament the first Greg Cherry show of October, and then we'll get into the actual trivia matches. Jack of all trades will still run simultaneously with that in case anyone is asking. And Chris LaBelle says, I got all the Song of Songs, and I got a few other rounds. I mean, you might be a good fit. but I know you said you wanted in the tournament too, so we'll see where exactly you land there, Chris. So I'm not exactly sure where Jeff went, but because I did want to bring something up with him in the room. I want to see another. What happened with the headset users? Was it? Anyway, yeah, Jack of all trades will be coming. The next episode will be in September, probably late September. I'm going to try and shoot for later in the month. Hopefully, not the same day as a Fan Quizmania, but we will definitely see. Hey, he's back. Maybe.
Gonna do this real quick. Dylan spilled an entire large Jack in the Box soda in the hallway, comma. So please be careful when you come in. There are towels everywhere, period. They are towels. God. On top of everything else I'm dealing with today. It's like,
but
you guys,
this is the first.
And I go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, this is the first show. I'm going to detract a little. So the first show we've done since the thing has aired. So congrats on being the new WTC Jack of all trades champion officially.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I was saying before you came in, it's very daunting to come back into this world and like be thrown, right into the furnace, out of the fire into the furnace, as they say. And it's interesting to be the only guy to do both now so far, anyway. So.
Yeah. You have that history. Like I can't, because as the WTC champion, I told everybody as long as I was WTC champion, I would not compete in Jack of all trades, because the entire point of the Jack of all trades championship is to work your way up to the WTC championship, and the option C and all that. But I mean, you are the first to do it. I'm sure Chris Cass will want a shot at some point, but he'll probably be in the trivia tournament anyway.
Right.
But I do want to address something that I believe I mentioned to you last night while I was editing.
You did, yes.
And I want to clear the air with this, because I feel like there's controversy that may or may not have happened in this show. So for the arm wrestling round, Tempest called the AA the Death Valley Driver, and
right.
I was going to award him points for that, but he turned them down.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Had he accepted the points,
right,
Tempest would be the Jack of all trades champion.
Right.
And it's one of those things that I don't want anybody to think that I am completely ignoring that fact. And it drives me nuts, because like I hate controversial situations like that, but be
right.
that as it may, all things withstanding, at the end of the day, the bell rang and Jeff Meacham's champion. So
right.
Tempest may get another shot at some point, but I think he's going to be in the trivia tournament anyway, so I'm going to keep him away from the Jack of all trades for a bit.
Right.
Because as I said, as long as and the next match will be interesting too, because the competitors I have lined up, at least one of them is going to be in the trivia tournament, assuming they don't win the Jack of all trades championship in September.
Right.
So that's going to be very interesting. But Jeff,
I'm looking forward to everything that's coming up in the next little bit. I'm excited, because like I said, I wasn't too keen on jumping back into the trivia world, but like you made me aware, it's not just trivia, and it was actually very it was a lot of anxiety, especially during the arm wrestling round, because I had no idea what the shit you were doing. No freaking clue. But luckily I got for lack of a better term, the 8-bit round, and then the Wheel of Fortune round was just awesome for me, because I love, as much as I hate Sajak's friggin' guts, I love Wheel of Fortune. So
but I do want to close this out because I know you gotta get going with stuff, and I
Right.
gotta get going with stuff. But you're gonna hold that title at least until September, because it's only a once a month thing. It's not once every 2 weeks. We basically run the same schedule as Quizzlemania, and I mentioned to them while you were out that I plan on starting the trivia tournament in October.
Oh, there you go.
So when in October remains to be seen, but it will be a 16-man again. I know I teased like doing an 8-man because 16-man was a lot, but this gives me time to come up with questions and also get people together and see what we can figure out. I got names to confirm. I don't want to just repeat the same people that we had last time, because why?
Right.
But yeah, I do want to get some new faces in the tournament. At least there will be some old faces, I'm sure. But that's October. And as of right now, this is the Jack of All Trades post show. I am the WTC champion, Greg Cherry. He is the WTC Jack of All Trades champion, Jeff Meacham. And Jeff, if you have anything else to say before we sign off, go to
Well, just want to remind everybody coming up. Can't see the sign, of course. There we go. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here. If you're watching the WTC Network, I thank you for that, by the way. We'll be talking about Halloween Rising, a stranger experience, coming up with the masterminds behind the event, and one of them's an old friend, and one has become a friend in recent weeks. So I'm looking forward to an interview. It's so funny how I wasn't doing interviews the longest time. Now I can't seem to stop booking them, and I love every minute of it.
All right. Everybody, thank you very much for joining. Have a good night. Thank you for watching Jack of All Trades, and we will see you next month with the September episode. And keep it here
Woo-hoo!
with the Greg Cherry brand on the Jeff Meacham Network for all your wrestling fun needs as we
definitely
go along.
Fun.
Yes. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.